Tony Stark pulled off something that seemed almost impossible. During this rescue sequence, he managed to save 13 people at once. According to Jarvis's calculations, the suit could realistically only support up to 4 people at a time. But with 13 lives falling at high speed, Tony improvised a solution on the spot. He rerouted power through the armor into his arms, creating an electromagnetic human chain, linking all the victims together mid-air. Against all odds, the entire group was successfully brought to safety.
All right, Jarvis, but it's only half done.
And the good news, Mark 42 was on remote control, so Tony himself wasn't physically at risk. With a single command, Jarvis took over the damaged mansion system and activated a hidden passage. Tony and his ally infiltrated the enemy stronghold ahead of the mission. Inside, the president was suspended high above the ground, moments away from a live execution broadcast. Even worse, the facility was filled with Extremis enhanced soldiers. But Tony wasn't worried, because what was about to unfold was basically a full-scale Christmas party of Iron Man suits. From Mark 8 all the way to Mark 42, all 35 suits were deployed simultaneously.
Take him to church.
And then the war began. The suits locked onto targets and entered full combat mode. Mark 31 struck first, but was immediately torn apart by 3 enemies at once. Then Mark 41 engaged, splitting into multiple modules that attacked from different angles. The resulting explosion destabilized the suspension bridge, and massive steel beams began to collapse. Tony deployed Mark 38, a heavy-class suit designed for structural support, which physically held up the falling beams using its hydraulic systems. Under Jarvis's centralized coordination, the suits operated like a synchronized army, gradually pushing the enemy forces back. But the losses were severe. Mark 35 was overwhelmed. Even with Mark 17's backup, its faceplate was destroyed. It ultimately triggered a self-destruct, taking enemies down with it. The explosion blew open the room where Pepper Potts was being held. Jarvis immediately informed Tony. Without hesitation, Tony switched into Mark 33 and moved in for extraction. Rhodey attempted to join the fight in a suit of his own, but Tony shut it down. These suits were custom-built specifically for him. When Tony finally arrived, he found Pepper trapped beneath rubble. He reached out to save her, but Aldrich Killian suddenly erupted from beneath the floor. He superheated his body, damaging Tony's arc reactor and destabilizing the suit. As Killian moved in for the kill, a hidden blade deployed from Tony's armor, severing his arm instantly. However, the extreme heat caused the severed limb to melt straight through the metal floor, dragging Pepper down into the fire below. Seeing this, Tony snapped. His expression changed completely. Pure rage. He charged forward, sliding into combat and deploying Mark 16 for a direct confrontation. Tony was knocked down. As Killian prepared to finish him, Tony quickly disengaged and switched into Mark 40. It was a high-speed, supersonic suit built for rapid aerial combat, equipped with additional rear thrusters. But Killian was simply too strong. He struck hard enough to rip through the suit's leg, then tore the entire armor in half. At the last moment, Mark 42 finally arrived. Tony immediately signaled it, but in the next second,